Hey guys, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and this is your coronavirus tech news for Saturday, April 11th of 2020, and let's dive right in, and we're going to start with an article from The Verge entitled, Apple and Google are building a coronavirus tracking system into iOS and Android. Now, here's what's going on. On Friday, yesterday, Apple and Google announced a system for tracking the spread of the coronavirus, which basically allows users to share data through Bluetooth low energy transmissions and approved apps from health organizations. Now, the new system would use short-range Bluetooth communication to establish a voluntary contact tracking network, keeping extensive data on phones that have been in close proximity with each other. So in other words, if you are basically here plugging this in, and let's say you are part of this app network, if another phone in that network comes near you thanks to Bluetooth, basically they can track this, they can understand this. Official apps from public health authorities will get access to this data, and users who download them can report if they've been diagnosed with COVID-19 or coronavirus. The system will also alert people who download them to whether they were in close contact with an infected person. So if I am infected and my app knows this because I've punched this in, my Bluetooth is basically going to be that bubble around me, and when other phones on the network come in, again, they're going to alert me and say, hey, stay away from this guy, he's infected. Now, Apple and Google will introduce a pair of iOS and Android APIs in mid-May to make sure that all of these health authorities can actually implement them. So they are basically taking and aggregating this data, and then the APIs are allowing the health apps to basically harvest this and send it back to wherever they've got to go. Now, I'm wondering if this is going to be paired with Facebook's COVID-19 issue, or rather effort that I reported on the other day. Obviously, the biggest concern with this is data mining. Apple doesn't have a massive history of data mining, though they have been caught doing it. Google obviously is off the rails, as is Facebook, so we're going to see where this goes. But we are basically using our advanced technology to help ensure that we are social distancing, especially with people around us that may have been reported that they have been infected. Obviously, this is a voluntary thing, at least here in the United States. Moving on, let's go to the next article, and this is coming from Fast Company, and this is about Microsoft. Microsoft said that it will extend 3 months paid parental leave to all full-time employees. Now, this policy follows the announcement earlier this week that Washington state schools will be closed for the rest of the year. The state superintendent said that school closures may continue into the fall, and this is happening nationwide. My own state of Illinois, we are basically probably going to be closed for the rest of the year in terms of schools as well. Microsoft is obviously in Redmond, Washington. Now, full-time employees of Microsoft can now choose how and when to take this leave, whether in long chunks or a few days a week. Business Insider was the first to report this policy in a leaked memo, which was then confirmed by CNN, and here I am talking about it from Fast Company, who I thought just had the cleanest article that I could relate to. And so there you go. I think that's a good thing, given how we have just a massive shift in what we're doing, working from home and all of that. People are being laid off, etc. I think this is a really good move for Microsoft, because the next few months are quite frankly kind of uncertain, and we all have to band together as best we can. And finally, we are heading on over to Cyberscoop, because this is actually very fascinating. Now, obviously, countless legitimate businesses are offering discounts and altering their services to turn a profit during the coronavirus pandemic. We've seen a lot of industries basically shut down. Haircutting, for example, is something that is kind of off the charts, and I think dentists, for the most part, are actually not out of business, but only taking emergencies. So that regular cleaning is going to have to wait. But cybercriminals are pretty much no different. Now, more than 500 posts on forums tracked by the cybersecurity company Group IB have basically found advertising promotional codes and discounts on distributed denial of service attacks, other tools, spamming, and other services. That's right, the criminal hackers are running discounts as well. And basically, here's an ad in Russian that has been converted into English, fortunately, and I quote, "Due to the current situation in the world, we provide a 20% discount on all our services with promotional code COVID-2019 until the end of April. Stolen credit card data is also not off the hook and is being marked down as well, with some data sets being marked down up to 30 or 40%. So apparently, if you ever wanted to get into cybercrime, now's a good time to start. Please don't get into cybercrime. And finally, I want to give you guys an update on the COVID-19 Cyber Threat Coalition. As always, we are continuing to expand and work with other larger organizations that are permanent. As I may have mentioned before, we are obviously focused specifically on the threats that are arising as hackers and cyber criminals, and criminal hackers rather, are using Corona-19 and COVID-19 in phishing schemes and all that to hit hospitals, and we are continuing to expand that. And so I am saying, if you are watching this and a cybersecurity professional, please go ahead and join us at cyberthreatcoalition.org. Again, that's cyberthreatcoalition.org. And with that, that is your news for this Saturday, April 11th, 2020. Hope you guys are healthy. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, guys.